So, you're running workloads on Azure. You know how powerful it is, but let's be honest, you've probably also had that moment where you look at the monthly bill and just go, whoa. In this explainer, we're going to dive into some really smart, practical strategies to get that spending under control. And we're going to start by tackling one of the biggest culprits, your compute costs. Does this look familiar? You check the monthly invoice, and it's just a little bit more than you expected. Again. It's a super common problem for teams of all sizes. It's not usually one big thing, just this slow, steady creep that can feel kind of mysterious and, frankly, out of your control.
But here's the thing. A lot of that extra cost isn't because you're doing anything wrong. It's often just what we call cloud waste. Resources that are a bit too big for the job or that are left running when nobody's using them. And the best part? This is a totally solvable problem. You absolutely have the power to fix it. Okay, let's get into it. Our first mission, should we choose to accept it, is to put on our detective hats. We need to go investigate and find out exactly where the money is going, and more importantly, identify those resources that just aren't pulling their weight. And you don't even need any fancy, expensive third-party tools to get started. Microsoft gives you a fantastic one for free right there in the portal. It's called Azure Advisor. You should think of it as your own personal cost consultant, constantly analyzing your usage and flagging opportunities for you to save some cash. And using it is incredibly simple. Seriously, you just navigate to Azure Advisor, you click on the cost category, and bam, Azure hands you a prioritized list of potential savings. It's designed to be super straightforward and point you right to the biggest wins first. So what are the usual suspects that Azure Advisor is going to call out? Well, number one is almost always underutilized virtual machines. These are VMs where the CPU is just kind of sitting there, bored. You're paying for a sports car to just drive to the grocery store. Next up, you'll see idle AKS node pools, especially in your dev and test environments. And finally, low-traffic app service plans that might have been set up for a big launch, but are now just coasting along.
Okay, so once our detective work is down and we've got our list of wasteful resources, we have two main weapons in our arsenal to fight back: right-sizing and automation.
Let's break these two down because they are very different tools for different jobs. Right sizing is all about matching the resource to the job permanently. If your workload is always pretty quiet, you just don't need a massive server. It's a one-time fix for that steady state waste. Automation, on the other hand, is dynamic. It's for the resources you only need sometimes. I mean, why are you paying for a development server at 3 a.m. on a Sunday? Automation makes sure you don't. It's as simple as turning the lights off when you leave the room. Now, theory is great and all, but let's look at how these automation patterns actually work in the real world to deliver some serious, and I mean serious, savings. This right here is the lowest hanging fruit. It's one of the easiest wins you can get. Think about it. Your development and test environments are probably only used during business hours, maybe 8 to 10 hours a day. By just setting up a simple auto-shutdown schedule, you immediately stop paying for the other 14+ hours a day, not to mention all weekend. That can slash the cost of those VMs by over 65%. For anyone running modern apps on Kubernetes, this is absolutely crucial. Instead of guessing your peak capacity and paying for it 24/7, autoscaling lets your cluster breathe. It's like an accordion. When traffic spikes, it adds more nodes to handle the load. When things quiet down, it scales right back down. You only ever pay for exactly what you need at the exact moment you need it. And this really gets to the core idea here. It's not about being cheap. It's about being efficient. The whole promise of the cloud is this idea of elasticity, and automation is how you truly cash in on that promise. You align your spending directly with your actual usage. And the impact here, it's not trivial. We are not talking about pocket change. Just look at this example. By implementing just these few automation patterns, shutting down dev VMs, and turning on auto-scaling, this team was able to shave $1,800 off their monthly compute bill. That's a huge saving that can be put right back into building cool new things. So look, cost optimization isn't a one-time project you do and then forget about. It's a continuous practice. So let's wrap this all up with a simple checklist you can use to make it a regular habit for you and your team. Treat this as your playbook. Make it a monthly routine. Put it on the calendar to check Azure Advisor. Always be asking, are our VMs and app services the right size for the job? Make auto-shutdown the default policy for any new dev environment. Turn on auto-scaling for your clusters. And for anything else, just ask, can a simple scheduled runbook turn this thing off when we're not using it? By following these steps, you're not just cutting costs. You're freeing up budget. You're freeing up resources. You're literally transforming waste into opportunity. So the real final question isn't about how to save money. It's what amazing new things are you going to build with all the resources you just reclaimed?